like a portal to be transported out of your current environment. If we can just give somebody a few minutes of relief and contribute to their healing and their recovery, that would be as high as we could possibly reach.
You might not know exactly what you're connecting to, but you know something there is good.
You've taken a scene from nature
and put it in a place where someone can enjoy it.
So you like that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I like it.
I searched for a way that our family could contribute something that was personal to us. When you have an entirely new canvas, you can dream big.
We laid out the grounds for what we hoped we could set up for the hospital.
I don't think that people understand all that goes in behind it.
To have this structure that's built for 100 years or more, I feel like is hallowed ground. I think it's like a divine, spiritual space that we care for these children. This is really happening, you know, this building is going up and it's strong and it's gonna be there to care for people. It makes me choke up now. Getting a project like this started, there's a big construction plan and there's budgets and there's timelines, and you know, here I am, just somebody from the community wanting to contribute a life's passion. I asked them for permission if they would allow us to put together a team and do some design work and create these aquatic environments. There's something going on in all of us where there's a sense of wonder and awe with oceans and water and marine life.
Watching fish swim around, it relieves anxiety. Creating environment for fish is just as important as keeping the fish, because you have a responsibility to that fish that you're putting in the aquarium, that you want to give them the best home possible.
Every one of these aquariums is an expression of art. Matt from his design, me from the fish that I picked out to populate those, Sean from wanting to have them in the hospital in the first place. Hi, my name is Mark Davis. I am the Fish Guy.
And the name of his business is The Fish Guy. It couldn't be better.
There's nothing in these aquariums that I don't touch. The responsibility is solely on me.
And he's a fun guy. He's extremely talented and passionate and technical.
Some of those breathtaking fish you've ever seen are going to take up residence in this tank right here. We know more about space than we do about the ocean.
We're taking a slice of the ocean. We are able to create different types of interiors that would replicate different parts of the world.
If you do it correctly, then those fish can thrive.
We've got to give these fish a great home. Yeah, gosh, we got plenty of room here. So put this one over there, please. There are hundreds and hundreds of hours in preparation, whether it be the steel work, the attachment of the steel, how it's put into the floor, how it harnesses the aquarium. We're creating a collar that the aquarium will set into. If you imagine on top of the stand here, the aquarium sets inside these steel walls. You measure twice and you worry 10 times. just to know that everything fits in here perfectly fine. So crucial for the aquarium to be level, which starts at the stand. And the reason is because the water line in the aquarium, the water never lies. The water finds level.
I just think the engineering and the design of these aquariums and what it took to reinforce the building to hold the weight.
We have to mount the steel stand to the concrete. So we've marked all the holes where we need to drill. We've drilled these out. And you can see this goes down about 6 inches into the concrete. This will be held with a Hilti epoxy. Once the holes are all drilled out, then we'll slide the stand in place. The threaded rod will drop into the concrete, and then we can just simply put a washer over the stainless steel threaded rod and just lock it onto the steel. Have not been permanently attached to the reefs yet. So we can take corals, we can move them around, we can say, hey, I like this color, I don't like that color.
I love environments where people are, their creativity is on display and it's unlocked. Today we're down at Rockin' Reef checking out the construction process of the aquarium inserts. It's really fascinating to see their entire operation. Making a 3D mold and then injecting the substance when you break it open, how quickly you have to paint it, and then how long it has to be cured.
When we start locking in the corals in place, then we start adding texture and we start transforming the rock and putting great detail in there. And then we bring all that detail to life. Trying to apply this sponge color. This is all safe for the fish.
The folks that are working on this project have told us today that their kind of key word is purpose, and they see the purpose behind these aquariums. They're putting their heart and their soul into it.
Obviously, we do anything for the children.
We want these aquariums to be really special for the patients and the family members and the guests of the Children's Hospital.
She grew up riding skis, riding horses, doing all the fun stuff, kayaking, canoeing, fishing, doing everything you could possibly think of outside. It's on a small pause.
And doing flips.
That's all I'm gonna say. We're doing front flips. Daddy taught her to do front flips on the trampoline in one day.
My name is Marley Jane.
She is 6, just turned 6. So she was diagnosed with kids B-cell ALL. Acute lymphoblastic leukemia. The worst news you could ever possibly imagine. Not to mention just for yourself, but for your kid as well. I love you so much.
My hope is to give the children that are being cared for and their family members, their brothers and sisters and parents and grandparents, just a bit of a respite, a bit of a break from the tension and stress that comes with medical care and all the things that go on in a family as they go through that.
The real challenge is really trying to occupy her time when she's so used to being playful.
I mean, if we could just give somebody a few minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes of relief and kind of forgetting what's going on and immersing themselves in a bit of laughter, joy, wonder, childlike wonder. Those are real tangible things.
Super excited. We're here, the aquariums are here.
There's a lot of excitement, enthusiasm, but really, like, let's not break these things. Let's not scratch them. And they're odd shaped and they're large and they're awkward.
The idea of aquariums in a hospital could only mean good things, really good things. We have landed the lobby aquarium.
They need something that isn't medicine oriented, but also it's been proven to help calm people that are in distress.
Really pleased with the guys that at Rockin' Reefs. Amazing job on the coral system. The thing is, like, all the plumbing's inside the corals. You know, so you don't see any plumbing or working parts. So it makes it just more of a slice of the ocean. Today is the day we put sand in the aquarium, which is great because when you're doing that, you're about to fill it with water.
Now that is an aquarium. Look at this.
And you can feel the tranquility and you can really take in the beauty of nature that we've borrowed and brought on land. We had the tanks up and running. We got the tanks cycled. Now we're about ready to start putting some fish in these tanks and really start exploring just how beautiful these things can become. And then COVID comes along.
China has identified the cause of the mysterious new virus.
I have today declared that the coronavirus presents a public health emergency in the United States.
I definitely felt like the hard part was done once they were in place. Little did I know we would be heading into a pandemic and how that would impact the whole world and how it would impact this particular project.
The last thing you ever want to see is putting aquariums in motion, like physically get them running, water, salt water in the aquarium, and then everything just gets shut down.
We were going to be able to start moving fish up and then ordering more fish in and really start getting moving on this. And that's when the lockdown happened.
These aquariums are going to be up and running soon, and we're going to make sure that that happens.